This morning, thousands of residents in Gary and parts of northwest Indiana still struggling without power after a violent storm ravaged the area 2 weeks ago today.
You think that some of that neglect comes from or is happening, if you feel that way, it may be in part because Gary is a black working class city?
100%. I believe a couple things are at play here.
Look at the city council. Black, mixed. I don't know if she a Mexican or she black. Black. Everybody on the city council, 9 people on the city council are all black. This shirt was on popular demand. People wanted the shirt. They saw the basketball player wearing the shirt. It's available to you. The definition of a woman, an adult human female, the counterpart of man. Get you one of these shirts today on the Officer Tatum store or tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com. Make men, what was the other one we had? Make men men again. That's the phrase, but the phrase on there is men are not women. Men are not women. All right, I think that's fair, and we got other merch on there. So go to tatumstore.com, and buy your merch today. Gary, Indiana, and he puts, which is 76% black, has been without power for 12 days, as if it's white people's fault. Let's look at the news report, and you will be amazed at who's running the power company and who's the city council and mayor of this mother freaking city. Roll the clip.
This morning, thousands of residents in Gary and parts of northwest Indiana still struggling without power after a violent storm ravaged the area 2 weeks ago today. Now, the governor calling for a state investigation.
It just is not conceivable in any way what is going on.
Mary Cinco now forced to stay at a city shelter, her home damaged by the storm, and with no electricity, caring for her health is impossible.
Without power, I can't take my breathing treatments.
Thousands left in the dark, including Regina Gary, still without power. She spent the past 2 weeks hunting for food and ice to keep her diabetic mother's medication cold.
That's scary for me because I don't want to make her sick. So it weighed on me pretty heavy.
Some fuming at utility company NIPSCO for not being able to restore power quickly enough and have filed a class action lawsuit. NIPSCO said the storm caused extensive damage, but that they remain committed to restoring power safely and as quickly as possible and will fully cooperate if an investigation is launched.
It's been extremely difficult, very frustrating.
Gary Mayor Eddie Melton has been pressuring NIPSCO to bring in more help to restore power at a faster pace.
I'm going to fight every single day to make sure that we rebound and we bring the needed resources to every single neighborhood.
Funny thing is, why they don't tell them in the news report that the lineman got shot at? The reason that the time has been extended for them not getting the power like other places near Gary or in Gary is because of the lineman getting shot at, which delayed the power return. Now, let's look at the people who run in this city, because I would think, if I wasn't a smart man like I am, if God didn't bless me with common sense and me not being a race baiter, they call me a race baiter. These fools race baiting. You say a city is being treated poorly by the white man. Look at the city council. Black, mixed. I don't know if she a Mexican or she black. Black. Everybody on the city council, 6 people or 9 people on the city council are all black. Those are the people that make decisions for the city. You just saw the mayor of the city on that press conference, and he's going to do an interview here in a second. He's black. Now let's look at the leadership at the power company that owns NIPSCO. The power company that owns NIPSCO, the executive vice president, group partner of utilities and this new company, NiSource or NiSource or whatever. Is that what it says? NiSource? The president and chief executive officer, that's the CEO, black. Executive vice president and chief operating and safety officer, he's black. Mayor black, city council black. The leadership that owns and oversees, that has vicarious responsibility for NIPSCO, which is the power company they're talking about, they're all black. All these people are black. Now, here's the mayor on Don Lemon Juice's show. Roll the clip.
This is, to me, it feels like neglect. Do you think that some of that neglect comes from or is happening, if you feel that way? It may be in part because Gary is a black working class city?
100%. I believe that a couple things are at play here.
Hold on.
During the
Can we roll that back real quick? I want to roll this back. I want this to sink in your head. This Neanderthal is a black man who runs the city. This is the mayor of the city. He knows who the city council is. He knows who's the leadership in the power company. Knowing this, he's on Don Lemon's show and says this, roll it.
Do you think that some of that neglect comes from or is happening, if you feel that way? It may be in part because Gary is a black working class city?
100%. I believe that a couple things are at play here. During the middle of the restoration process, the utility company, and full transparency, 15 years, I worked for that company, so I know about the process. They were releasing the updates of restoration, and Gary was not listed on that restoration list. Gary is the largest geographic footprint of a city that we have, not population-wise, but geographic footprint. And that was the moment that the extreme frustration came out from the public, because it would appear that we're being forgotten when you don't list out the actual restoration time frame. So that's where all of the mayhem really started to get triggered on the ground level.
As you guys can see in the interview, there was a white lady in there complaining about what happened to her. It ain't all black people that live there. If it was an all black town, and maybe they would have a complaint, but I don't know, 20+% of people that live in Gary, Indiana are white. Do they not count? Does the white man say, I'm willing to sacrifice white people to make sure them Negroes can't get no power? Are you stupid enough to believe that's true? Come on, listen to this one girl. These are two therapists, they claim. Roll the clip.
This is a major city in a major country into a city that has changed the world because of what happened in the mid 60s and 50s. And it's pure negligence. The DOJ has to look into that. And
I think this is it's just really kind of interesting. Yeah, I think the DOJ and a whole lot of things need to be looked at, and it's just it's really good. I mean, when you're talking about there was only so many news outlets, and now they've lost control of the news outlets, and
right.
The story kind of took a life of its own.
Yep.
And I think that may be signaling like a problem. Like, how do you damper it? I mean, the people that could be interested. And one thing I think is fascinating is that as I'm watching this on television and social media, I'm also noticing that all of the NIPSCO workers are white. I was really surprised by that. I thought that NIPSCO workers would be, a mix of individuals, but the people who are in charge of the electrical grid for Gary, Indiana, do not look like the residents of Gary, Indiana.
They're not. They don't look like the residents. Take the picture back up there. Well, then a picture of the black folks that's a part of the power company. They don't look. Well, they call them and complain that that the people don't reflect the demographics of Gary, Indiana. Call them and ask them what are they doing about the power shortage in Gary, Indiana. Put the Don Lemon interview up. Call him, who's the mayor, and ask him why they're not set up and have preparedness ready. At what point are you going to hold other people of color accountable when they're at every level of accountability in that city? Okay.